Hey animators, it's Paul here from the Objects.club. Some of you might have heard or read in the comments, I kind of want to get out of being the administrator for this channel. It's a lot of work and I just don't have the time for it anymore. So I'm looking for administrators. Now before everybody jumps on and go, yeah, I want to do that, I want to let you know what you're going to have to do. I think you should at least have a Windows computer, Windows 7 or above. And the reason why you need Windows 7 is because I'll explain later. But what to do is you'll have to run something called XAMPP or XAMPP, and that runs PHP, web stuff, whatever. And that's what we use to collect the information. And we collect the information on your local computer. So what I would probably recommend is that you would get a USB stick. I think a 4 or 8 gig USB stick would work. So here you would have to start the program and you start and stop. So every day you'd have to, whenever you're going to do anything for the Objects Club, you'd start the Apache web server and the MySQL database. And really, I mean, you don't really need to know what that does. Then there's a menu. So over here, we'll go to the menu. And there's a bunch of stuff that we can do. And this is all administrative stuff. So you can add a show. If somebody says, oh, I got a new show. You check it out, make sure it's okay. Somebody changes their user image, like their whatever, their channel art or whatever. We can get that one. Let's see. Every week we collect stats, and that's done on a Sunday. Now, if you want to change that to a different day, then I'd have to change the code, but it's easy. And then we update all the data. So what we do is we get the data from YouTube, like the stats and the views. Put it onto your local computer or on the USB stick, and then you turn around and you run an update, and it'll update everything onto the web. That's the easy part. The hard part is every week you're going to have to go to. The hard part is you're going to have to go to the subscriptions, and you're going to have to go through all the subscriptions and determine for the last week to determine which video is actually really a video and which is not really junk. And you can see that, I mean, as you know, there's a lot of stuff that, is not really what we would consider a show. That would really be up to you if you want to put it on. But if you put it on, you're going to have to present it in the show. And that can be really problematic. So that is probably the worst part. So once you start to collect that, what you do is we go over here and we say add an episode. And just for example, this one looks like an episode, so I would copy the link. And usually I go in and view the video for a bit, and then I paste it in here, and I paste it, and it basically grabs the information, and I just keep going on. Now, I do this on a Sunday, and then it gives me like a couple of days if I want to do if I want to create the show. So creating the show is done using this program. And basically, you just hit the process button. It will go through the database, and it will collect the data, and it will create these slides for you. It will create these slides. And as you can see, these slides, I'm just double-clicking 1 second. It's coming up. Here are the slides. And what I do is I just turn on Audacity and get my mic out, and I just basically read off, BFDAA Master has passed 200 subscribers, Lego Boy Animation has passed 600 subscribers, XX Bombs Away has passed 1,500 subscribers. Now, it also does it for shows, and that's the current episode. Let's see if I can find an old episode. Now, you don't have to keep the episodes if you don't want to. I just keep them around. So this is where you go through the new episodes. You'd say Super Silver Koopa, blah, blah, blah. And you go through each one, and you'd announce it off. Now, what happens is you're going to make mistakes. I make lots of mistakes. But what I do is I bring all these slides and my voice into a editing program. I use Sony Vegas, the studio version. You can use whatever you like. It could be tough in Microsoft Video, whatever it is, whatever comes with Windows. So you're probably going to need a good video editing program. and you edit it out. Now let me just see if I can get that for you. So here's Movie Studio Platinum, which is really Sony Vegas. And you can see here, let's just bring the screen in here. As we go over, this is like the different slides. And you can see my voice here, and you can see where I've chopped it up. I've started chopping things here, and I've reduced it. And if I make mistakes, I just stop and start again. This is the music track down here. And then I have the different parts like the weekly stats. Okay. So now the weekly stats, they are done by basically looking at the current week stats and looking at last week's stats. And what I do is I've got a template over here, and I've created templates for most of the videos, and I drag in these icons. And then I basically look around and I go, oh, okay, well, Animation Epic is up this week. And Zany Leaves is fine. And this guy's down. And maybe this guy's new. And I go through that for all the 4 stats. So this literally takes me about 2 hours a week. And probably most of it is done looking at the videos, because you got to go through all the videos, and there could be hundreds of videos that you got to go through. And this is why people complain, oh, you missed my videos. And that's why we put the put your video up on the site function, which no one seems to use. So the objects.club and add your channel a show, which no one seems to do. Oh, no, that's not it. Sorry. Add your episode, add your latest episode here. This is what no one seems to do. So, I mean, you know what? If you miss a few, big deal, right? I mean, they can complain, but if they don't do it this way, and you can look at those on the website by and this shows you all the episodes that are on the web. So, you know, really, it's not that, it can't be that hard. It can be a bit of a pain in the neck, but it's just kind of repetitive. You know what? The channel has almost got 300 subscribers. It's going to grow. So, like, there you go. You know, if you're interested, you can see what you got to do. I will get you all the programs. Like I say, you're probably better to put it on a USB stick. And I'm sure there's going to be problems getting the updating and all that sort of stuff going on. So we'll have to work through those. Alrighty. So anybody interested, let me know. Like I say, you're going to need Windows 10. If not, if you got a Mac, then you're going to have to create those slides manually. And I used to create those slides manually, and then it used to take 4 or 5 hours a day. And I could not even get, PowerPoint to do mail merge or something like that. So that's why I ended up going with writing my own program.